The following may contain language that is not suitable for all audiences. Hey everybody! Thank you once again for joining us here on the Low Fact Podcast, Minitine edition. Dave and Matt.
I wonder if people are still in their houses at this point.
Well, I suppose, no, I mean...
Depends what country they're in.
Well, the Minitine is scheduled to go on for a bit. In case you guys were wondering, we do record these a little bit in advance.
And things are, we usually do them like every week, but...
We usually do them a week in advance, but...
Things are a little weird at the moment.
Well, no, because of the Minitine, we thought maybe we'd just do as many as we can stand. Dun, dun, dun.
That's like the Minion, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's from the...
It's from something. But anyway.
Me.
So, what were you... Is there something that
I'm all topicked out on the Minitine. You need to come up with some Minitine topics.
There aren't any Minitine topics, but... I do think that the world as it is right now, there is a distinct prejudice against action. I believe that the world we live in today is really geared towards talk without action. And I don't necessarily think that that's... I don't like it.
So you think that people prefer somebody that is a good talker?
No, I'm saying that the way the world is, as far as I've been kind of cognizant of it, the world, American society more really kind of expects talk rather than action.
Why?
Basically,
is that even important? I mean,
basically because we've gotten really soft. We've gotten soft while Charlie's out in the woods getting stronger.
So you think that it's because things are easy?
Yes. They don't seem easy because we haven't been around, but think about it. If you or I were the average Joe in 1720, our life would be incredibly different.
Ugh, it'd just be all toil.
If we were farmers, but let's say we were soldiers, it would still be different. It would still be super hard. Let's say we were noblemen.
Oh, yeah.
You know? We'd be out fighting all the time.
That's the funny thing about the historical noblemen, is that they were always fighting. They were tough. The royals have gotten soft, too.
Well, I don't know how tough they were, but yeah, noblemen started out as basically bandits, privateers, pirates, whatever.
Bandits, Davis.
Yes. Not the kind of bandits you're thinking of, you weirdo.
I'm not thinking of those kinds of bandits.
I think you are.
No.
Yes. But anyway, so yeah, I do think that for some odd reason, we have become a society that really appreciates talk more than action.
Well, what does talk and softness have to... Why are those together?
What do you mean?
If you're soft, why are you more in favour than talk than action? Because you're lazy?
No, because you're soft.
What, because you can't back shit up?
Yes.
Okay.
Or you can, but you choose not to. That's another softness.
But you can't just...
I'm not saying that you should run around and take the law into your own hands and be a vigilante. I'm saying that we as a society in America for the last 50 or 60 years have wanted to do nothing but talk and bribe. And you can't necessarily bribe someone who wants to destroy you.
That's right. Not necessarily, you probably can't.
If I wanted to destroy you and you decided to give me money not to do it, all I'd do is try to bleed you dry, and then after you had no money, I'd just ruin you.
Yeah. So that's the thing. You really need to know where your enemy stands.
Well, no, you need to know the way the world is. You can't, thinking that you can change someone by bribing them is something that we learn all our lives that you can't do. You can't make your friends by bribing them, right?
No.
Money can't buy you love, right?
Mm-mm.
Then what makes you think that money can buy you anything but things? People and governments, which is also comprised of people, are really mistaking conditional actions for change of attitude. Don't hit me. Here, I'll give you some money so you won't hit me. And eventually, you'll want to be just like me, is kind of the idea.
What about... So your example involves bribery. What about the notion that you can just talk stuff out, like without bribery?
You can talk stuff out without bribery?
Yeah, the notion that, like, if you talk about something for long enough, like, that you can figure out your differences.
And then what?
I don't know.
There you go.
Then you like peacefully coexist and everybody does well.
That's bullshit too.
Why? Well, no, I don't mean why. That's not true. Why can't that work? Why can't you...
Okay, why do you think that works?
I don't know. Both parties benefit.
Again, how? If you talk for long enough, you figure out how different you are. Don't you know that at the beginning?
Or maybe you figure out that...
Isn't that the reason why you don't like each other in the first place?
Because they're different?
Because of your differences?
Oh. But what if you talk to the other person or the other country and then you figure out that you really don't have that many differences and you have more in common than the differences?
But that difference is really important.
Is it?
What if that difference is the difference between child sacrifice?
Oh, and not?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
I'm
from the not camp.
Why are you trying to interrupt me every time I say something?
Sorry.
No, you're not. But I don't care that you interrupt me. But, it depends on what that difference is. This whole idea that, okay, people are going to find out that they're more alike than they're different, I personally think that's a pretty stupid comment. Of course we're more alike than we're different, but it's the different that's the distinction. And sometimes that distinction is super huge.
And yeah, well, I can see why it might be important in your little example.
Well, what do you mean my little example? It's
about the child sacrifice.
Okay. It doesn't even have to be child sacrifice. What if one group says, I want to erect all these churches that are Christian, and the other group's like, no. What if the only difference was a difference in religion?
That's a problem too.
Why? If you're going to hang your hat on religion, then I suppose, yeah, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Just like you hang your hat on whatever. The difference could be the deal breaker, and this whole idea that if you talk it out, everything's going to be fine, I think is a load of BS, because the talk is never really about that. That's just buying time so that you can smite later.
So there's no talking without bribery?
I don't know. There's all kinds of reasons why I would choose to talk in one instance instead of fight.
Right.
But this whole idea that you can talk your differences out, I have never seen.
I've just heard about it.
I've never heard about it.
Isn't that what diplomacy is?
Diplomacy? Dude, you're talking about two different things. Diplomacy is a game played by several sets of people, all in the same position within their respective countries.
Okay.
And everybody's only goal is to stay in that position.
In diplomacy? Or you mean like for the countries to maintain their position?
No, for the people in their countries that are sitting there at the table talking to the other people from their countries in those positions. The only commonality they have is all those fuckers want to keep their positions.
Oh.
Or maybe even rise to a higher position in their country.
But isn't that what diplomacy is? Diplomacy is talking about stuff.
I have no... What do you mean? So, they get together like, hey, Jim, how's it going? Yeah, that's some really great weather we're having today.
I mean, you talk about,
ooh, it's really hot in this area. Why do we pick this place for a conference?
Whatever the issue is, isn't that diplomats kind of figure shit out?
They don't figure jack shit out.
Mm. That's what I thought diplomats did.
I think diplomats just run around trying to stay in the position that they're in, or maybe even rise higher in that position within their own country.
Oh. So I can't get my head around the idea that stuff can't get talked out.
It depends on what you're talking about, though. And with that, because my esteemed colleague is stumped, I suppose.
Totally stumped.
He's not. He's just not really thinking about it. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening in.
Thanks, guys.